Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I am going to be speaking to one of the beautiful ladies in our online business, Kaye, who I've just had the pleasure of catching up with very briefly at our business event on the weekend. So, Kaye, I would like to hand the mic over to you and introduce yourself and just tell me a bit about what you've been doing the last 25 years in the corporate world and how you got into the online space. What made you jump, or not jump ship, but because you're obviously still there, but what made you
Yeah,
um what made you take a different path?
yeah. Thanks, Rose. I'm very pleased to be here in this interview today. So I'm Kay Russell. I'm a mum, a wife, a chicken owner, an entrepreneur. I got my fingers in lots of different pies. But for 25 years, as part of my career, which I've been building, you build a career. I've been an engineer with the state government for 25 years. And yeah, when I started the job, it was all very exciting and I really enjoyed what I was doing. But things started to sort of peter off over the last couple of years, and I've started looking at other things, something else to excite me because I'm not excited with what I do anymore. I think a lot of women in that mid 40s to 50s, we all sort of have a switch that goes off that we start thinking, no, this isn't doing it. There's got to be something else. So I started thinking about it, not necessarily looking, I was thinking about it. And I saw a couple of my friends who I'd known for many, many years. And they were the crazy family who sold their house, packed the kids into a caravan and moved to Queensland.
Oh,
And
wow.
I always thought, what do these people do? They're crazy, crazy. But I was watching what they were doing and very, very curious. And it took me a few years to um, ask them what was going on because I wanted to know what else was out there, and they were easy to contact. So I asked them what they were doing, and they were in an online business, and I had done some low ticket stuff over the years, which never really excited me. The only excitement was when I got a delivery of cosmetics. Um, so online just didn't do it for me. Um, so, but I asked the questions and wanted to know more, and I watched a webinar, which was just like an information video. It's a brief thing, just goes through what's in it. And I watched it, and I thought, nah, sorry, not for me, and walked away. But it was planted in my head at that stage. It was there, and I just couldn't stop thinking about the possibilities because my job wasn't getting any better. Um, I wasn't going to earn any more in my career. I was having a lot of trouble getting a higher ranking position. And then, do I really want a higher ranking position with more stress, more time away from my family and everything else? So a year later, I went back to my friends and said, I really would like to know more. So, and that was a foot in the door then. After that, it's all history. And I haven't looked back. This business has changed everything in my life. So um, that's a brief rundown of where I was and where I am.
So what has changed for you now since coming into the online space?
Well, for me personally, it's very much been an internal journey. Before I started in this business, I wasn't self-development sort of orientated or anything like learning about learning about money, how do we live with money? Money isn't just an entity, it's an energy. And so learning how to, work with money, how to be more the mindset that I have, how I can make my life better, just learning all about me. I mean, it's been a whirlwind of a journey, don't get me wrong. Learned things about me I probably didn't want to know in the first place. Um, and I suppose in the long run, that's sort of impacted on my family as well because, you know, we are a network. So whatever you do reverberates onto the people around you. So I think it's had a really good positive impact on my family and me. Um, and as I said, the changes have been insurmountable.
I can relate to that. And the crazy thing, I've spent 25 years in the corporate world as well, and I was offered so much professional development, which I always knock back. I don't need that.
Mm, yeah,
What we get in this business that is all part of it, it's just incredible. Incredible.
yeah, completely.
Now,
I think the difference was in corporate, it's part of your personal development, which is part of the KPI. So when someone says to you, "Oh, would you like to do this personal development?" It's sort of, "Oh, I don't have time for that." But when you're doing it for yourself because it benefits yourself and whatever your business, your family life, it's a totally different mindset on wanting to do it.
mm, yes, very true.
Yeah.
So what are you most proud of to date?
For me, I think it's because is that I haven't given up. Business, starting any sort of business, whether it's a bricks and mortar, whether you're a tradie, whatever, is an up and down journey. Um, and a lot of people do, they give up. It just gets too hard for them. And I think for me, it's the fact that I'm still here, I'm still learning, I'm still building, I'm still getting this business going. And for me, as I said, that's really a very proud moment for me. I haven't stopped and I'm not going to stop.
What? And you're juggling that amongst children and work, full-time work,
Yeah.
travel,
Yeah. So
living a
yeah,
life.
my kids are grown up. I mean, my son's 17, my daughter's 20.
Okay.
They're working, they've left school, they've got their own lives. So it's also allowed me a bit more freedom to focus on me a bit more, which I think does make a difference. If you want something, you can always make room for it somehow. But I've got a little bit more flexibility in my life. Um, and I've lost track. What was the question?
Uh, it was what are you most proud of?
No, that was the last one.
Oh, no, that was it.
Okay. Well, okay, I've answered the question then.
Yes, you have.
Sorry, dear. Sorry, dear. It's been a long week.
What would you say to someone sitting on the fence that doesn't know if this is for them?
Well, I'm the perfect example. I sat on the fence for 3 years. Um, well, actually 4 years, because it was 3 years before I asked, and then another year before I actually jumped into the business. And when I think back, hindsight's a wonderful thing. If I had started that 4 years beforehand, I would be 7 or 8 years into this business now. Where would I be? How much further into the business would I? What sort of legacy would I have for my children at this point now? So, and all it took was for me to look at something and look properly at it, not just flip it off um, as just another online business, because this is definitely not another online business. This is very unique. Everything. I mean, the compensation plan. No one else has this compensation plan because this one is patented. So don't sit on the fence. Put your hand up. Really educate yourself so you understand completely that this is or that this isn't for you. Because if you don't have the education, then you're not making a clear judgment, are you?
Informed decision. Exactly.
Mm,
Because there's so many misconceptions out there about what this is and what this isn't. And
yeah.
yeah, you just need to be fully informed. And really, once you see those numbers, once you see that compensation plan, you can't unsee that stuff.
No.
You really can't.
And when you see people in our community succeeding, so many people just are forever succeeding, and then the next person succeeds, you think if they can do it, I can do it.
Yes. And when the bonuses start hitting, it's yeah. When you
Bring it in, baby.
yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Kay. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. We have a very similar background, and talk to you soon.
Bye.